Hey guys and ladies, Ramsey here. Welcome to another live stream. So, we are flying through our January scent project sample set, and I figured I'm going to be pretty swamped with work this week. I might be able to do a video tomorrow, but I think maybe the rest of the week it's going to be kind of, I'm going to be out of pocket. I'm going to be really busy. So, I figured let's get through some of these. So I did a video today on my scent of the day. So I actually wore Smolder Rose, and I enjoyed it. It's a good rose fragrance. I don't know if anyone has experience with Smolder Rose, but it was good. I did an individual review on it, and it's up on the channel already. I just uploaded it about an hour or two ago. And I figured, you know what? Let us check out some others from the sample set. Let's knock this out, because the sooner we knock this out, the faster we can have John Beeble on one of these streams, because I want to get to know his work first. Let's see who's here. It says there's 0 people watching. I know I did this out of the blue, but there's people in the chat, so there must be more than 0 people here. DJ's in the house. He says hello. What's going on, DJ? What's everyone wearing? What's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. Is everyone having a brilliant spring day today? I had to mow the yard for the first time today. So you know it's spring once we got to mow the yard. And I got myself a brand new edger, worked beautifully, sharp edges, kind of like my hair, sharp edges with my lawn. So that worked out pretty well. M3 is in Atelier d'Or's Queer Sacra. I've never smelled that one, mate. Yeah, what's that like? What is that like? Why does it show 0 people here? Did they change their settings? Do I have to let's see. Maybe I have to change something. General. I did get some sort of an alert saying that something about viewing how many viewers is in the chat or something. I don't know. I got to look into that, because it's showing 0, and that's impossible. That's impossible because there's people leaving comments, so it can't be 0. StreamYard's messing with stuff on me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I got to look into that. Give me something to do. Anyways, thanks for being here, everybody. So, yes, we're going to do 6 today. So today, the plan is we're going to do Serin, which this is the one that I had a chance to smell before this. And I really like this one. Actually, Serin might be my favorite from the house. Go figure, right? And we are also going to do Vaporocindro. Vaporocindro, which looks like there's some vapors or some smoke coming, but the smoke also looks like it's lavender. So kind of, this will be an interesting one, I think. And then we're going to do Eiderantler. So if the name sounds strange, apparently, if the name sounds strange, John did an interview, and I saw him say that that he kind of just took 2 words and just kind of mashed them together. So if these names sound weird, they're not actually words. They're just stuff he came up with. So Eiderantler, obviously it looks like a very green scent. Cool little artwork. And if you go to his website, interestingly enough, there's no blurbs. So it's very similar to how, what's that house? It is the house of Orto Parisi. So Orto Parisi does this thing where they don't write any blurb. It's just like pictures when you go to the website. And that's kind of how John Beeble decided to do it with January Scent Project. So the next one on the list is going to be Horla. Horla. And that guy had a bad day, obviously. Supposed to be on the ship, not under it, mate. And then, of course, Gong, which Rich Mitch should definitely own just because he has a gong. And finally, we're going to do Dinudisit. Dinudisit. Dinudist or Dinudist? I don't know. But if they are going to be nudists, they're in the water, so they're in the right spot. So where should we start? What are you guys wearing? Does anyone have any experience with these? These are true first impressions for me. And it's only 3:45 in the afternoon, so spraying these on skin, I am going to just be smelling like a true frankincense. I've got smolder rose, Frankenstein. I've got smolder rose here and here and here. And I'm going to have 6 other January scent projects. I hope my wife doesn't ask me to go out and do anything this evening. What's happening? What's going on, guys? I'm not going to look at that 0 people here. It's throwing me off. I'm like, why does it show a 0? What did they do? My guess is they're probably going to make me pay for it now. That's what they always do. Take little things away, you know? They want you to pay for it. The bastards. I have Gumas from Gumas. I don't think that one came in the sample set, DJ. I got to look into that. Gumas. Hey, Afonso, what's happening, man? Hello, Andre. Thanks for being here on a stream on the whim. That's how I like to do my streams. Nice, unique offerings. Only downside is that when it comes to the limited offerings, the weirdos start to come. The weirdos. Queer Sacre is a leather. Yeah, I guess my thing's broken. Hello, mate. Thanks for being here yesterday, Rich. Rich is a little under the weather. I hope you get to feeling better, dude. So they're wrong. Yes, they have to be wrong. Yes, thanks for the like. Lick the stream before you forget. Ajay, what's up, man? What are you wearing today? The 3 animal stream. Yes, the vintage stream. We're going to do a true rotation eventually. So next time, I think we're going to go on Rich's channel. And then the time after that, we'll go on Jonathan's channel and maybe make it like a rotating thing, a rotating vintage stream. Rich has the rotation, weekly rotation. We're going to have the vintage rotation on different channels. It's going to be Rams, Ducks, and T-Rexes, Holosauruses. Hey, Filippo, what's up, man? Good evening, chat. Rams, it's been a minute. It has. Where have you been hiding, Mr. Nestorov? Hey, Scott, what's going on? Scott was the one yesterday, if you remember on the stream. I said someone mentioned that his sample of the new version of the moon was weak. That was Scott. He's going to try to get another one and see if maybe the guy watered it down or something, because the moon is one of the heaviest performing fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. Bellam, last sprays of my sample. Oh, I only have a sample 2, dude. Yeah, I only have a sample 2. I'd go halfsies on a bottle with you if I could keep the bottle. I'd pay a little bit more to keep the bottle, but 100 mils of Bellam, I don't know if I need. 50 mils, I'd do it. Hey, Antonio. Sunshine Man. A beauty. I do love some Sunshine Man. I'm not going to lie. Sunshine Man is literally the reason why I don't own Eau Noir. I don't own Eau Noir because of this. Oh, it's so good. But I did wear Eau Noir the other day, and I'll tell you what, I have enjoyed it more now that I've got to wear it a couple times. The first time I was like, it's a spicier version of Sunshine Man. I think Sunshine Man is better, and I do still think Sunshine Man is better. That's just my opinion. But Eau Noir has grown on me. If I can ever find a bottle of Eau Noir cologne, the vintage, I would do it. I wouldn't pay what some of the scalpers are asking, but if I could find it at a fair price from a maid or something, I would do it. Bellam Shaker, Incentive the Night, Shipra Moose. Beauties, Mr. Nestorov. Beauties. Blue Sapphire. Still haven't smelled that shit, Ajay. It's a ghost. My condolences. I do not get along with Ortho or Nasomato despite my love for Italian perfume. Interesting. Orto Parisi has really grown on me. I'll tell you that. I have some samples. We'll be talking about more of them on the stream too. I've got things like, for example, Brutus, which is an Orto Parisi. Brutus. It just has that DNA. I mean, you could almost tell it's an Orto Parisi without even spraying the damn thing, just from the atomizer. And Bergamusk. I've got Bergamusk. So there's some samples from Orto Parisi we'll talk about soon. Maybe on a stream, maybe on individual videos, but it's coming up. It is coming up. Greetings, Centatic. Greetings indeed. The moon tonight, a suspiciously weak decant. Yes. Yes, very weak indeed. I've never heard, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the moon is weak. You're the first one, unless it's just a new version, and that's what Frederick Mall's putting out now. Here and wearing Film Noir by Clandestine Laboratories. That is a very good perfume, actually. I have to hand it to Clandestine Laboratories. However, if I had to buy a bottle of my own, because Rachel gave me this, thank you, Rachel. If I had to buy a bottle of my own, I would probably buy Silver. Silver was a pretty interesting amber. I don't think I've quite smelled an amber like Silver. Or maybe even his Assam Oud, just out of curiosity to see what the full strength one is, but probably Silver. Good evening, GMG. What's happening, mate? Zonka. I love Zonka. Yeah, Zonka's fantastic. It is, I keep telling Rich, don't sell it. Don't sell it, Rich. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it. It is one of Bertrand Ducheffour's best. Oh, it's right up there with Jubilation 25. And he did a lot for the house of Latizan. So, yeah, I mean, he did this little bad boy right here. Timbuktu. So yes, Bertrand Ducheffour is a he's one of my favorites. Wearing Ciara today and smoking a good cigar. Ciara. Why does that not ring a bell? I gotta look that one up. Ciara, eh? Ciara. Is that a is that a Revlon fragrance? A vintage Revlon. What is that? I'm not familiar with that. Ukyo. Hey, Bren's in the house. Salute indeed. How you been, man? I hope wherever you've been, it's been on a beautiful beach somewhere. You've been having a good time. It's good to see you again. Horla, Gong, and Eider Antler. Interesting. Well, we're gonna test we're gonna test those 3 today that you own. The moon is a walking nuclear reactor. That's what I thought. The shit lasts like 50 hours on me. 80 Santos on one arm, 90 Santos on the other. Blend the two together, right? Hey, Nikki, what's happening? Radal Queer de Russi. Radal Queer de Russi. Where are you finding this stuff, Andy? Andy has his own eBay up in this piece. What's up, Julio? Andy has his own eBay. He's the only one who can shop on it. I've never even heard of that, dude. You've just been streaming late? Yes, that's true. I know. Sometimes the hours are tough. Taboo and a smoky tobacco I'm working on. It was snowing like crazy. Holy crap. It's like 80 degrees here in Texas. I was sweating my ass off mowing the lawn today. I will try Sedonaso. However, I don't expect to smell edgy. I got lucky a few days ago, ordered 90s Abbey Rouge EDT. When arrived, it was a cologne. Those cologne bottles are very hard to find, mate. Good find. Never got compliments, but today, Eau Sauvage Parfum 2012. Something smells really good over here. The myrrh. Oh, I love the myrrh. Yeah. I was thinking about doing a video where I was going to title it something like, Perfumer's Choice or something, and list one note that each perfumer does really well. I'm tossing the idea around in my head. Someone will probably do it now. Now that I put it out to the ecosphere, but I was thinking about using myrrh as Francois Demachy's example and using Eau Sauvage as one. And the other one he did really good with myrrh is Fahrenheit Absolute. Demachy knows how to use myrrh, man. This is myrrh, oud. Come on, camera. Stop screwing with me, camera. Focus. Focus, damn you. Bastard. And incense, oud, myrrh essence. Myrrh essence. Stephen Tampin bought Boss No. 1 vintage on my recommendation. He said it's the best honey he's ever smelled. So, bravo. Makes me happy. I feel like I've done a good deed for the day when you wrote me that yesterday. Presentation video is funny, though. I've heard it's a lactonic fruity leather with smoke. John Pondy, hello. I don't think I've seen you before in the chat. Welcome. Welcome, John. Video made me yawn. Been done a million times. Does anyone own the current Santos? How does it compare? I don't. Yeah. I would like to smell the concentrate. Hey, Gerard. Pierre Cardin, Pour Monsieur. Oh, God. It's fantastic stuff. That's a titan in the industry. Any Santos better than no Santos? Bois de Vetiver by Bogart, but I must say nothing special, sadly, but for a good vetiver, I can suggest Rocco Barocco. Ah, yes. It was cheap back in the day. You can't find it now. If I found it, I would go for it. But that Rocco Barocco vetiver is a little bit of a ghost. Hard to find. Hard to find. Congrats. Yes, I did a video on Spirito, and I've got another one that's going to be coming up soon. I've got some samples, right? That one right there and that one are both Lucci. So I'm going to be testing some Lucci very soon from Mayo Fushini. So yeah, a lot of samples coming on the channel. All right, let's spray the first one. Where should we start? Let's start with I just want to drop these for some reason. Hope it's not sickly sweet like Fantomas. The only Nasomato that I own is Duro. I've never smelled Duro, actually. Did you all know that you can still buy Van Cleef & Arpels Pour Homme and Sar in Paris Boutique? No shit. Are you screwing with me? I had absolutely no clue. Zero clue. Big difference from what I've heard. Yes. Big difference. And it's too bad you just pulled the trigger on that because they just released a Jubilation 40 extra, exceptional extra. It would be a backup to the vintages, but still on the fence. The difference between the 80s and 90s is huge already. What do you think of Roja Herod's Oud? I don't know if I did a video on Herod's Oud. I did a video on Herod's Pour Homme, but I don't know about Herod's Oud. If you go to my playlist and click on Roja, see if it's in there. Yeah, if it's not, I don't think I've smelled it. All right, let's start with Eiderantler. Where are you, Eiderantler? There you are. Chick holding a glove, holding a bottle of Eiderantler with some laurels around her. At least they look like laurels. Let's spray, shall we? I'm going to smell like an absolute Frankenstein. The things I do for you guys. The things I do for love. Green. Shocking, right? Slight bit of peppermint, but mostly just green. Slight fruits. Definite lavender. A little bit mossy, but honestly, not that thrilling at the opening. I don't know how I feel about that one yet. You should start where Rich starts, at the beginning. Yeah, I guess we should start at the beginning, huh? It's always the best place to go. So Eiderantler is described as being an ivy fougere, which is very interesting because I did not know that he used the word ivy, because I've used the word ivy in both of my reviews. I even used it today in, or actually I lied. I didn't use the word ivy today. I used the word vines, but there is this green vine. Yeah, that's a good shout, John Pondy. A little bit of like olive leaves. Interestingly enough, because I've got some Arabic blood in me. The olive leaves are. I know a lot about olives, and I know a lot about stuff like grape leaves, and so these kind of smells are Mediterranean. You know, I think about like grape leaves rolled with like meat. If you guys ever had that that Mediterranean dish, you know, olives and hummus and zayt za'atar in the morning. But this is just very, very green, almost resinous, almost like you're smelling a maybe like a pine tree, and along with that tree, you know how sometimes at Christmas, like you'll see these wreaths, and the wreaths will be decorated with like pine cones and, you know, all this other stuff, and the pine cones have like a distinct smell, like a lacquered wood like smell, but with that green. And apparently there's a flower in here, champaka or champa leaf. So it's not the flower, it's the leaf, which I can't say I know what champaka leaf smells like, but are we back? I think we're back. Did you guys lose me for a second? I lost you. I lost seeing the screen. Yes, that's a great shout. That's actually a really good shout. That's not a bad comparison, to be honest with you, Mr. Nestorov. Very well done. Yeah, Beach Hut is an Ivy bomb. You're exactly right. And I said this actually on the first couple reviews that I did, especially Smolder Rose just got dropped, so you guys probably didn't get a chance to watch it. But I was like, you know, if I would have found this, yeah, I think I like Beach Hut better. If I would have found this house like 4 or 5 years ago, I very well may have purchased multiple bottles. But because of where I'm at in my journey, I like Beach Hut better anyways. This is Eiderantler is definitely the least, the one that I like the least so far, between Bervuvu, which was the cedar one, Smolder Rose, which was the rose one I'm wearing today, and Eiderantler. Yeah, this is definitely the one that I like the least so far. It's not bad. I'll be interested to see how it kind of comes along. Lavender, green notes, green leaves, moss, pink pepper, lavandin, champa leaf, ivy, elemi, fir cone. I guess fir cones have that. Is there a difference between fir cone and pine cone in smell? I have no clue. Hay. So my guess is that they're probably using hay in place of coumarin, because this is supposed to be a fougere, and I don't see any tonka or anything like that. So probably the hay is supposed to give it that fougere like smell. I wonder if it dries down to like a soapy barbershoppy type fougere, because it's got oak wood, cashmere, cashmeran, vetiver, and musk. So yes, I don't know how I feel about this one. This is not a love at first sniff, I'll tell you that. I picked up this one off a lady in Belgium. I'm trying to collect every Cuir de Russie ever made. My God, Andy. What a statement that is. Yeah, I mean, I think Mr. Nesterov hit it on the head. I mean, I would just stick with Beach Hut, man, if I wanted to wear something this green with this ivy. Yeah, I like this much more anyways. DJ says, nothing from January Scent Project is typical or fitting in a mold. I get what you mean, but on the other hand, I mean, the rose, while it was unique and different, I don't think it was done different enough that I would just run out and go buy a bottle, because I would just wear Lyric Man or, you know, even Eugene's La de l'Exquise. If I wanted a rose, that's a beautiful rose fragrance. And so it was different, but I don't think it really moved me to just run out and go grab it. You know what I mean? But the first two I really liked. This one, I'm kind of on the fence. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Eiderantler. Let's catch up on the chat. Dryad. I must have missed some. I did miss some. Olive leaves are typically carried by pigeons. She is white, but an odd pigeon. Yeah, that's a good shout, Gerard. They are usually carried by pigeons, aren't they? Big fan of green frags. Have to sample this stuff. Yes, if you do, let me know. You like Green Spell? I don't know if I know what Green Spell is. Green, oh, it's an Eris. I've never smelled a single Eris, mate. Zero. MXXX and what's that other one? MXXX and Ma Bait are the two that I really want to smell, but I'm not in the habit of actually spending money on samples. So if it falls in my lap, I'll sniff it. Otherwise, I'll probably just wait. Yeah, Beach Hut's fantastic. Since you own both, Antonio, do you prefer Beach Hut as well? What do you make of this Eiderantler? Interesting the name though, because Antler, you know, I used to have two Scottish Terriers back when I was a single guy, and I would buy these antlers. Actually, that's what they are. They're like antlers from the pet shop, and it would be like a chew toy for them. They would like chew it down, you know, and it had this smell because the antler is like, you know, bone material. But it would have this smell, and when I smelled this first, I said it gave off this kind of lacquered pine cone like smell, and it almost felt like they would put like something over the antlers that you would buy for the dogs to chew on, you know. And yeah, there's just a little bit of this weird interplay between this, you know, mossy lavender with the elemi, which is kind of like a lemony incense, if you will, but the incense is very turned down on this. It's real low. It's not like the incense in Smolder Rose. Smolder Rose incense is much bigger. Here it's much more turned down, but it's almost like smelling a mixture of this lacquered wood from maybe the oak wood, maybe the oak wood fir cone combination with like this green lavender fougere. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't buy this one. I don't even know if I like it, to be honest with you, but it is different. Like DJ said, it definitely stands out from the crowd. All right, let me catch up on the comments and then we'll move on to the next one. Eiderantler, you go over here. By the way, since everyone else does drink of the day, we're on ginger beer today. Don't ask me why. It's in the fridge. It was in the fridge, so that's what I do. I just drink what's around, usually water. You enjoy Bowling Green. I love Bowling Green. I've got a vintage cologne version of that. Green Spell was not a love. Ah, okay. I love Dryad. I'll do a video on Dryad soon. That's one I've been holding off on. Thinking about buying a bottle, actually. Have you ever tried Cellini? No. Actually, I think I might have gotten Cellini in a sample yesterday. Or a couple days ago. It sounds really familiar. I got to look into that. Ukyo. I haven't smelled it yet, but I might have a sample lying around. Redundant to what? I mean, personally, maybe if you owned a bottle of Portrait of a Lady and you already owned a bottle of Imitation Man, you could say it was redundant. But other than that, other than like Imitation Man or Portrait of a Lady, I can't really think of anything that smells like La du Exquise personally. That's just my opinion. I love Selpernicou. So we're not doing that one today. I'm going to save that for its own. That's actually going to be the final individual review from the sample set. Yeah, Selpernicou is going to be the final individual review. So you will be saved. You'll have your own video, Selpernicou. One of my fave from Papillon, yes. Yes, me too. It's actually I think it's my favorite from Papillon that I don't own a full bottle of. Finished watching yesterday's live, went to the gym, boom, another live. We have a lot of work to do here on Channel Ram. What can I say? It's endless work. Too many scents in that vein. I'm waiting for Carvin Low Intense by some compared to Bowling Green with mint. Kirkjohn made it. I've never smelled Carvin Low Intense. Actually, I've never smelled many Carvins. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? How's Florida treating you? I had a Scotty. They are little beasts, but adorable they are. Yeah, they're little old man mustaches. Hey, Dev, what's going on in Israel? I like green scents that are different. Beach Hut, my favorite green fragrance for spring. Yeah, I could totally see how this could be your favorite green scent. There's something in Eiderantler that's a little bit off-putting. I just don't know what it is. I have no clue what it is. Maybe the champa leaf. I'm not familiar with that note. It almost feels like it's like a cousin of cumin or something. You know, like there's something a little spicy and a little bit dirty to my nose, but I don't know what it is. Rich Mitch mentioned wet socks the other day. There's something, you know, that kind of feel. There's something like spicy, you know, I don't know. Yeah, this is a tough one for me. Yes, Dissandra is fantastic. It's Havana yesterday. I'm thinking of picking it up before the prices go up. Never smelled it. I was curious, but it's sort of similar to it's sort of similar to Montana Parfum Dome. If you know this one, Magic Talking Taco. But this is more leathery, whereas Havana goes a little bit more into the tobacco realm. But yes, it is very good. If you can get that for cheap before the prices go up, since Estee Lauder is discontinuing that line, go for it. Scent of the Night, Pour un Homme. We talked about that yesterday. Yeah, do you have a modern or a vintage bottle, Dev? A couple people picked up this vintage bottle. They said they found it on Mercari, and one said they found it on Amazon. So these bottles are floating around. If you can find this, I would say go for it. If you can find this vintage version. Hate spending money on samples too, but they have saved me from some blind buy disasters. 99% of the time, I ended up not getting a full bottle. I know what you mean, GMG. I absolutely know what you mean. Hello, Brett. Sent today Agua Original. Is that the Bulgari? I don't know if I've smelled that one. Is Stilla by Sphinx. I've never smelled that either. Azaro Poroma. Our dev is growing up to be a real man. Hello, Rachel. Thanks for being here. Rachel in the house. The Queen of Fragcom. Never heard of it. Well, look right now. GMG. Love Green. Givenchy Dahlia Noir Low. Discontinued. Never smelled that one, John. Got a 10 mil of Tabac Dore. Ah, congratulations. I should get a 10 mil of that. That's probably full bottle worthy. That is probably, you know how I always say Malik Al Taif is the best rose, not in my collection. Tabac Dore is probably the best tobacco, not in my collection. It's very well done. Very humidor, deep, rich tobacco, you know. Lots of different variations in that smell. We're going through the January Scent Project sample set. I was just smelling Eiderantler, which I was not a fan of. So hopefully we got the bad one out of the way. It's not that it's bad. It's just, yeah, that's that green, spicy, you know, lacquered wood thing with lavender and lavandin, interestingly enough. Yep, Beeble stuff indeed. Do not ask what's going on in Israel. You don't. I read an article on something, but the government ended up, I don't know, giving up or giving in to the protesters, or I don't know what's going on. You have to find Monsieur Carvin, Giacomo de Giacomo, plus Barber Powder and Civet. Monsieur Carvin. When did that come out? Calvin Klein Euphoria Amber Gold. Never smelled that one, Scooby Dooby. I think Chris from Scentland liked that one, if memory serves. Also, if you don't mind giving me a small recap, the only thing I've smelled is Eiderantler, and it's green. Let's get something else that's more interesting. Let's try this Vaporocindro. That also has lavender, I think, and green leaves and woods, but I think it's going to be different. I have a feeling I'm going to like that one. I'm hoping I'm going to like it. Let's see. Where are you, Vaporocindro? There you are. Pretty juice color. All right, let me make a note of this real quick. So Eiderantler was Eider left wrist and Vaporocindro right wrist. All right, let's do this. Come on, Vaporocindro. Don't let us down, baby. I can tell without even putting it to my nose. I like that more. Yes. I mean, I like it more. I'll take it over Eiderantler. I'll tell you that right now. Man, I keep dropping his samples all over the place. I think this white cap on top is like throwing me off. Interesting. I like this one. This is very interesting. There's like a lot that comes at you at once, and it's like a mixture of like spices, woods, but also there's a slight gourmand element to this because there's coffee in here, interestingly enough. So the note listing is lilac, green leaves. Again, there's also green leaves in this Eiderantler. So look at the picture on this one. So it is, you can kind of see the peppery grinds right here. I don't know if that's a mummy, humping the agar wood, or what that is right there, but there's almost like this smoky lavender thing going on here. And you can see it's like kind of smoking, which almost reminds me, you ever seen Ensar Oud or Russian Adams channels where they have those really low temperature, you know, heat, oud heaters, they call them, but not like a burner. It's like a really low temperature, like they heat it at a really low temperature and just release this very soft, oudy smell into the air, and they smell the burner. I don't have one of those. I've never smelled oud in one of those, but that's kind of what the oud in here reminds me of. It's very, the oud is really blended very well. Like, I noticed that with all of his fragrances, the animalic note or the challenging note is never overpowering. It's always part of the composition. It's always pretty elegantly done. Yeah, this is definitely ahead of Eiderantler, I'll tell you that. Even though there's these green, even though there is little green touches in the top, I like this much more. It seems to focus more on the woods, whether it's the mahogany, the cedar, the agar wood. Then there's this peppery turmeric apple. And then the cumin and coffee with sandalwood and ambergris. This could be, one of the better coffee fragrances I've smelled as of late. Coffee can be a very hard note to do sometimes because a lot of times it comes off very like imagine coffee with like a bunch of syrupy, like that Starbucks sugar pump that they put in there, and it just makes it kind of sweet. And a lot of fragrances come off that way, and this one doesn't. I like this. There is a little bit of maybe like how can I say? There's a little bit of this syrupy feel to the fragrance, but imagine it's not sweet syrup. I know that's hard to imagine, but imagine like an unsweetened syrupy feel with the fruits and the woods and the spices, the pepper and cumin. It's good. It's very good. Yes, I like this one. Eiderantler is still last. This one, I don't know where I'd put it, though. I like it. So I had to leave for 10 minutes or so. Now we're moved on to Vaporocindro, which is actually really good. I enjoyed this one. This is a good one. It says wood, spice, and floral vapors. There is Divana in here. There's Jonquil, which is a type of dandelion, I believe. Rachel, do you think Dinudisit Chypre style? I haven't smelled that one yet. I actually don't have university tomorrow. They shut down due to stuff. Again? Dude, what are you going to do all day? You haven't had university for like multiple days in a row? Greetings, greetings. Ah, yes. You're in Nice? If it's modern, I'm safe. Davo, Dusan. MDCI Chypre Palaton. Can't fault you there, Dushan. Cannot fault you one bit, mate. One of those Bertrand Duchefort creations we were talking about earlier. Oh, what a fragrance. I don't think so, but I might have a sample somewhere. Interesting. Brett says Bulgari Aqua is a seaweed note dry down. I think I might have one of the flankers What was the one Jeremy hyped up? It's like aqua something, right? It's like in an orange bottle. It's discontinued. I think I might have a sample of that lying around somewhere from Amouage. Around wife, writing fast, trying to listen to them. Happy holidays indeed. Ciao, grazie. Awesome choice. Good evening, sir. Hello, Rachel. Dear Rachel. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Yes, hope everyone's having a great weekend as well. I'm going to lay into StreamYard when I get off this stream, though, because it's still showing 0 viewers, and I got to figure out why. It's driving me absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know how many of you guys are here. Hope your vacation is great. I thought I'd have thought you'd like Eiderantler. Yeah. No. Don't. But I do like Vaporocindro. That's a winner. It's interesting, at least. For a floral, vapor, oudi, cuminy, coffee, sandalwood, ambergris. I mean, just a bunch of stuff going on in there, but it's very good. Is there any green? Well, yes. I mean, number 19 is a pure love for me. Devon and Dessandra's come to mind immediately. Someone mentioned Beach Hut, which, yes, that's a love. I have a full bottle, obviously. I'd have to look and see what other real green scents I love. I've been getting into vetivers, right? So, I mean, stuff like this you could consider green, I guess. Original vetiver or Frederick Mall's vetiver extraordinaire, Guerlain's vetiver. You know, those are the kind of green fragrances I've been into lately. Even Roja's vetiver, as much as I hate to say it, I do enjoy. And then, of course, the other green scents I love are the ones with the vintage pine. So like polo green, you know, just any of the vintage green fragrances that used a lot of pine from back in the day. I would say I love even something like this. Feeling Aiguilles with that green pine resin thing, you know. So good. So yeah, there are green fragrances that I love, but sometimes it can be sometimes green takes some time for me. This one just isn't for me. It's just, I don't like the way that it's done. I can see what DJ was saying, how, you know, none of them are kind of traditional. Like they've got that in Eiderantler, they've got the hay instead of the Kumarin, or instead of the Tonka bean in place if it's supposed to be an Ivy Fougere. But yeah, I mean, I would honestly, if I was going to wear something like Eiderantler, I'd rather just wear Rive Gauche Pour Homme, the Barbershop Foamy, or Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. There's a green scent I love, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. So yeah, it's just a taste thing, I think. But this Vaporocindro is interesting. Very interesting indeed. This is one I would have a hard time placing it into a category, because when I was talking about the vapors, I was thinking about maybe that oud, that agarwood, whereas on the card it actually says floral vapor right there at the top. So yes, I still don't know what that mummy is doing to that poor piece of oud right there. What is that mummy doing to that oud? But this is a good one. The color scheme is spot on. There is this purpley. You almost could have convinced me there's a little bit of iris or violet in here too. Yeah, it's good. This is a good one. This is a winner. Have you ever heard about Mark Cross Cologne? It's some sort of low-key unicorn demanding extremely high prices. I keep stumbling on it lately, but I don't know. No, never heard of it. Never heard of that one. I love the charged seashells. Yes. In Smolder Rose, yes. Yeah, that was a very well done rose fragrance. Ciao, Dushan. How's vacation going? Cool artwork. They are cool. Yeah, I like the artwork. I have a wonderful Gallimard sample set for you directly from Grasse. Gallimard. Never even heard of that. Apsu is a good green frag. I've never smelled that one. Iran from Sweden? Ah, Myths Man. I do need to get myself a bottle after my 5 ml decant is finished. I'm glad you love it, Dennis. Yes. Thanks for being here. I love Myths too. Yeah, speaking of LME done right. Tested Jubilation 25 Woman finally. It's a super cool mix of Mitzi and Rochas Femme with a beautiful soap in between. I really like Jubilation 25 for women. That's a great Chypre. That is a fantastic Chypre. Do you get the cumin in the top? Tested JSP a couple years ago, and didn't really resonate with me. I don't know if any of these are going to be full bottle worthy for me just because of where I'm at in my journey. But there were some I really liked. I liked Bervuvu, although I wouldn't buy it because it wasn't daring enough for me. It was a very easy to wear cedar frag. I liked Smolder Rose. And I like this Vaporocindro. And we're going to get to one that I know I like because I tested it already. I cheated and tested this one ahead. And I think that one's still my favorite. But let's try this Dinudisit that they were talking about in the chat earlier. Dinudisit. We'll say left arm. All right, Dinudisit. Where are you? Here you are. All right. This is your chance to shine. Don't be shy. Show us what you got. So, Dinudisit is listed as a sea flower scent. It definitely is a floral scent, I'll tell you that. Let's see, we've got bergamot, rue. Can't say I know what rue is. Narcissus, jasmine, caramel, celery seeds, ocean accord, oak moss, amber, beeswax, patchouli, and vetiver. What a weird, insane note listing. But the 2018 release, Parfumo calls it a spicy aquatic with beeswax and amber and caramel and patchouli and vetiver and white genipi, which I guess white genipi is this rue note, which I've never heard of. What is white genipi? White genipi. One place says it's a European liqueur that is an the flavor imparted by the herbs is reminiscent of chamomile or feverfew. But I can't say I know what feverfew is either. It is naturally light olive to pale gold in color. It is slightly sweeter than original green Chateaureuse. I don't know what that is. Is Genipi strong? Genipi. Yeah, but it says white Genipi. I don't see much about it, to be honest with you. Maybe it's some sort of herb. That's the best I can get from it. Some sort of wormwood-like herb, I think. Maybe anisik. You know, there's an Arabic drink that I remember my father drinking way back in the day called adak. And there's a little bit of that adak-like feel in this fragrance, but with this floral freshness and oceanic thing going on. I mean, this is very artistic. It literally smells like flowers by the seaside. I wouldn't buy this. This isn't my, this is not my, I don't even know if I really like it. Eiderantler and Dinudisit are probably my two least favorite from the brand, unfortunately. But I'm really digging this Vaporocindro. That is surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. I had a sealed vintage bottle of Caron Pour Homme, and it was turned so bad, I think it put me off for life. Really? Usually sealed bottles don't turn. Yeah, that is kind, Dushan. Lots of fun with my colleagues. We are laughing all day. Laughter. Soothing for the soul. Subtism heater. Your colleagues must be so lucky to have you on the trip. Myths Man's amazing scent. One of my favorite Amouage. Yeah, the ash note is spot on indeed. Crazy, that ash note, isn't it? It's not like the incense you would expect from Amouage at all, but it just works. It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm getting like this very sharp floral, like very piercing sharp floral. Almost like you're smelling like a dandelion or something, you know, but it's amplified. Like the smell is extremely amplified, and all the weird stuff going on here. You can also smell the crabs, the forest, the sea floor, the anchor, beeswax, and patchouli and vetiver. I'm getting a lot of narcissus, is what it is. I'm getting a ton of narcissus. I don't know about that one. I don't think I like it. Thinking about going to the Osmotech this summer, at least trying to go when they're open to the public. That would be cool. Have you found any hidden gems? How was your wear of fracas? Yuck. Fracas never. Yeah, I didn't think so. Going through these with you helps me smell different things. Thank you. Thanks for going through them with us, Antonio. Sorry I don't like the ones you own. I'll send you a message via Instagram. Lovely reaction as ever. Roja's Qatar. Justice. That's on my wish. Well, I can't say it's on my wish list, but I would like to smell it. Lapidus Pour Homme genuinely smells less chemically harsh than Cedra Boise. Yeah, someone left me a voicemail, not a voicemail, a message on my YouTube channel today on my Creed video. If you go watch my Creed video, maybe it was on my Julian Rascanet / the guy that did Aventus. Man. My memory is just shot. Let's see. His name is Jean-Christophe Hérault. So I think I did a joint video with Julian Rascanet and Jean-Christophe Hérault because they both did Creeds. and they both ended up ultimately getting the credit, you know, for the fragrances they created. Julian Rasquinet with Royal Oud, of course, and Jean-Christophe Herault with Aventus. And I did a video, and I must have said something disparaging about Mancera, because someone left me a comment, and he was like, "Mancera sucks?" Question mark, question mark. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. They kind of do. I don't think they're good at all. It's one of the few brands I sold off I bought a bottle and sold it off. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, they're just going straight for the masses that enjoy loud noises. Exactly. Yes. Yes, it's a type of Narcissus. Yes. Yes, it is. Exactly. Obviously is going to watch anime all day and play Fortnite. Not Fortnite. Yep, type of Narcissus. The anime is true. I have never smelled Tabac Blanc in any version, so I honestly don't know. Amara. Aqua Amara, that's it. That's it. Yep. I'm 48, but I like Fortnite. Yeah, I couldn't do this. Even though this is a very weird aquatic, I think if I was going to go with a weird aquatic like this, I would go with Zoologist Squid, to be honest with you. I think I like Squid better. This is very floral herbal. Like, I don't know. I don't know about this one. The ones I don't know about are really I don't know about. You know, I'm like, But the ones I like I would, if I had a full bottle of Vaporocindro, I'd have to memorize these names because I can never remember them. Vaporocindro, I would totally wear this. But buying full bottles now, I really have to find something that really moves me. All right, let's do, what should we do next? Should do Gong. I was mad when one seller in Jalimar didn't know who Bertrand Duchefleur was. Oh, you're out there protesting, eh, Dev? I could see you with your face painted, holding up your sign. They're like doing an Easter egg hunt in the field outside of my house. It's like March 26th. Lick the stream. Yeah, see, I show zero, the bastards. The little shites. Root de vetiver. That is a dark, deep vetiver. This came directly from the Duck collection. I'll do a video on this before it's all gone, but this is a deep, dark, asphalty, smoky vetiver. Minty, too. Strangely minty. Yeah. But not like wintergreen mint, like sharp peppermint. You know when you eat a peppermint and it like opens up your sinuses because it's like sharp, almost burning. Have you any Bentley fragrances? I have Bentley for Men Intense and I have Bentley for Men Absolute. Like the stream for our team. Yeah, I have these two. This one is like Gucci Pour Homme 1. This is like my backup of Gucci Pour Homme 1 since it's so hard to find. And this is kind of in the same, Bentley for Men Intense is kind of like a boozy, ambery, you know, benzoin-y version of this right here. Idole de Lubin Eau de Toilette. I'd actually rather wear this, to be honest with you. I have a backup sealed of this, thank God, because they're like $600 on eBay. But the sandalwood in here is phenomenal. It's this is so much better than the Eau de Parfum. The bottles are actually really cool too. The new bottles have lost all of the detailing. which the detailing on this bottle is just freaking cool. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll be buying any more Bentley fragrances, but man, there is like a red bird right outside of my window. Beautiful, beautiful colors. It'll be that bot that wants you to buy views. Did you guys see that bot? There are only 2 Serges, I think, that are good. There are only 2 Serges you think are good, DJ. Have you tried Apex? Had to order a bottle even when I have 2 bottles of Z14. It works so well. Strong recommend. I have a decant of Apex up here. I'll do an early impression, but no, I have not done a video on it yet, but I will. Are you going to smell Michelle Amarac's Parlement de Parfum stuff? I saw in Fragrantica that a scent called Wake Up World reminds people of, yes, it does. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Minotaur. And Papyrus Oud is supposed to smell like Gucci Pour Homme 1. I would, if someone sent me a sample set, I would try it. I'm not buying sample sets, though, for these videos. I've got so many samples to go through. We'll try Apex and 10 ml decants. The Vapors. There was an American perfumer raffle for a tuberose leather chypre from the Rogue guy. Interesting. Man, that red bird is like freaking out there. Wore it today. I felt so primal, like being wrapped in a freshly skinned beaver. Which one do you have? The Parfum or the EDP? Not the Parfum version. Yeah, I think I've got the EDP in sample. My bottle is the same as yours. How's Figment Man compared to Myths? Oh, they're completely different. I mean, Figment is more like earthy, civet. Imagine like a earthy Amouage does Koros. I think that's a fair assessment. Like earthy, but very earthy. Like you're arm deep in the dirt, like gardening, you know, like you've tilled the earth, and then you take your gloved hand and just, you know, pick up or just stick your hand as deep into the dirt as you can go and rip it back out, and you just get that soil, but with civet. Whereas Myths is more chrysanthemum, elemi, ash, leather, you know, rum, that kind of thing. They're completely different. To be fair, it was before Bervuvu came out, so early days when I sampled John's work. Nice. Bervuvu's good. It's a good cedar. Like if you wanted a out and out cedar that you could just wear, and I think you could wear Bervuvu all year round. I was just hoping that Castoreum was much more amped up. You know how I am with Castoreum, and it just wasn't. To be fair, is that a Rich saying? Yeah, Rich says to be fair a lot, doesn't he? With the kitchen sink accord. Yes. Yeah, there is a kitchen sink. There is like a yeah. There is. That's a good shout. Kitchen sink, yeah. You ever like pick dandelions from like out in the front yard and brought them in and put them in like a glass of water by the sink or something? It's very strange. I don't like Dinudisit. Eiderantler is getting better though, I'll tell you that. Maybe Dinudisit just makes it smell better compared to it, but still my favorite is that Vaporocindro from this sample so far, from this live. Yeah, it's kind of, you know what it's like? It's like a niche version of Balenciaga's Cristobal pour Homme. Like imagine like a niche version of that. This one I like too. You might not because of the florals. It's very floral. Yeah, very, very floral. Oak moss. Interesting. Have to let it dry. Honestly, Rachel, I think I would take Silence the Sea over this. Silence the Sea is more interesting. Herald, that's it. It was a Sheepra? Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, interesting. Alongside Zerjov. You can't compare Serge to Zerjov, DJ. Not with a straight face, bro. I think it's time for me to go to sleep. Good night. Thanks for taking my needs into account. Thanks for being here, Dev. Night, all bedtime for me. We'll catch the rest of the stream tomorrow. Thanks, Steven. Enjoy boss number 1, bro. Scent of the day. Sycamore EDP. I'm going for that EDT. Jonathan had a 200 ml bottle of that EDT. Just pure jealousy. Was it a ginger beer? Yes. Yes, it was. Maybe I'm hallucinating. There's a new JSP on the way. Really? I was talking about Bellamy being wrapped in beaver skin, but Apex EDP is arriving. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely Bellamy. You know, I just love the leather. I've never thought about beaver skin. That's an interesting shout, Mr. Nestorov. All right, let's do the next one. So we've got Gong. Gong. Rich should definitely have this. The man literally has a gong. He could ring the gong while reviewing this. Let's see. Fruit and green musk perfume. Interesting. Fruit and green musk. I have no clue what's going on in this field across the street from my house. Like, a bunch of guys just drove by in golf carts, and their buddies are like throwing Easter eggs at them as they're driving. What the fuck is going on out there? Maybe that beer wasn't a ginger beer. All right, Gong. I mean, it is definitely fruity and musky, slightly green as well. A little bit powdery, just a little bit powdery. What did I miss? Just testing some January scent projects, bro. Bah, yeah, you need Gong, Rich. How do you not have Gong? Actually, I don't think you would like this. It's nice. So apparently there's a note of daikon radish in here. I don't know if I've ever smelled a perfume with radish and green pepper. There's green pepper and radish like you're making a damn salad. But I will say the musky, you know, slightly leathery, powdery fruitiness is nice. This is a nice fragrance. I bet this would smell very interesting on a woman. Hey, what's happening, Keith? Yep, Rich in the house. It's that, but amplified, of course, and less pleasant. Damn blue, that damn red bird is back. Singing at my window. You guys hear that? The little bastard. Happy Sunday, Rich and Manly. Rich is under the weather. He got exposed while hanging out with Yura Rose, obviously. Yura arrived and got our duck sick. Take care of yourself, man. Stay in bed. I wish I could show you guys this damn bird. It's kind of cute. That's right. You know how birds like see out of the side of their eye? He's like looking in the window with one of his eyes, one of his beady eyes, trying to see what I'm doing in here. Probably wants to smell some perfume. I'd give you a spritz if I could, little buddy. Keep staring out the window like UPS is delivering on Sunday. The bird's fucking with me, dude. I'm not mistaken, JSP had a limited run of real civet forward scents, and it was sold out by the time it was put on Parfumo. Damn, that's cool. That I would have liked to try. This is very pleasant. Gong may be the most... Gong and Burvuvu, I think, are probably the most wearable for just the average person. Yeah, for sure. Lime, bergamot, blueberry, galenga, which I think is licorice, ginger, violet, daikon, radish, green pepper, musk, amber, sandalwood, and leather. This is also maybe the least interesting artwork, and it's probably also the least interesting scent as far as like complexity goes, but maybe one of the most wearable. I actually like this. These two, you could say they were more complex, but I didn't like them. I didn't like Dinudisit and Eiderantler, but I do like Gong, even though it's easier to wear. Simpler, you could say. That fruity blueberry, licoricey, salady, musky, ambery, leathery, sandalwood thing is very nice. It's very wearable. I wouldn't get it at this point. This would be a really tough sell for me with how big my collection is, but it's very nice. I mean, if you're in the market for a very wearable, musky, fruity scent, Gong might be one to think about. Or if you own a Gong, I mean, shit, just for the name at that point. Just for the name. I'm waiting on Keith's package. Keith's package should be arriving very soon. Your Monsieur Carvin description earlier has intrigued me. Please tell me more. Agree with your assessment, Ram? You agree with this, Rachel? Yeah. But I really do like Dinudisit. I mean, if you were really looking for a summery floral to wear, yeah, I could go with Dinud. I mean, I could see how somebody would like Dinudisit. Maybe it smells better in the air than it does up close too. There's something a little off-putting about it. And it's very floral. Very, very floral. I had luck to meet a fellow who was long in these waters, so he had a fever to search for scents that close to his favorite frag, Giacomo. We swapped decants and I was in love. It's a concoction. Interesting. And it's a mix of hot and cold spices, powdered, dirty touches. Yeah, Rachel likes the florals in Dinudisit. 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 Yeah. Yeah, it's not for me. Manly Scent has mixed feelings about Dali Poron? What? I don't believe what I'm hearing. Are you going through a midlife crisis, Keith? Kind of like Rich not liking Koros? What is happening? I love Dali Poron. This is very nice. This is very pleasant. This is maybe the just the easiest. If you needed a fragrance that you wanted to be different, but you wanted it to be like a pickup and wear, like you just want to grab, spray, and go. You don't want to think about anything. Gong would be the one I would recommend from January Scent Project. That fruity, musky thing is very pleasant. I'm already on it. GMG's on it. I thought GMG found a unicorn for me this morning. He sent me a message on Instagram, but unfortunately they wouldn't ship to me. The bastards. Besides from Myth and Figment, which one is underrated? Oh, shit. Don't even get me started. I mean, they all are. Journeyman is amazing. Tobacco Cipriol. Portrayal Man is like gasoline, vintage Fahrenheit opening with smoky cade oil. Beloved Man is like LME, grapefruit, very beautiful summer Amouage fragrance to wear, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I love them all is the thing. I mean, I think all of the ones that don't get hype are underrated while Christopher Chong was still in office. Once Christopher Chong was ousted or decided to leave or whatever it came to, then the new stuff that the fish guy started to make is when it really started to go downhill for me. I see it's still relatively cheap. Thanks for the heads up. Because of the dark civet bomb that's missing from the vintage. By the way, I blind bought a bottle of Myths after hearing you talk about it. It's amazing. Perfect green. Oh, you're talking about Myths Woman. Yeah. Yeah. Myths Man smells like the bottle. It smells like you know how Interlude has that like swirling smoke resin thing going on with the apopanax and all that stuff. That's kind of how this smells, but think more ash and chrysanthemum and leather and rum. Gong is great. Long-lasting spring summer scent. Different is right. Yes. Yeah, this could be a really good spring summer scent for sure. Just like a grab and go. You don't have to think about it. I think this could be very versatile. There's nothing in here that really this is the easy wear of the bunch for sure. And that brings us to Horla. Imitation, yes, imitation is definitely underrated. This has a lovely rose, like a earthy orris, and this has castoreum in the base too. There's a little bit of this vinyl smell in imitation. It's supposed to remind of Christopher Chong's childhood in the 1970s growing up in New York City. And there's this vinyl-like smell in imitation. I love it. Yeah, for sure. I don't get it that animalic. I have 3 versions, end of the 80s, 97, and 2020. Ah, nice. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? Yes, there is a little bit of a connection. But after that, I feel like they go in different directions for sure. Yeah, Joint's a tough one to find. So glad I backed it up. Joint Pour Homme. It's a 1993 release that smells like a 1983 release. All right, so next we've got Horla. And then finally, the one that I know we like, Serin. Oh, man, Serin. If I was going to buy one, I think it might be Serin. So let's try Horla for the first time. That guy had a bad day, I'll tell you that. Horla's going on the bicep. Do you guys know I was triple jointed? Look. Oh, don't worry, it doesn't hurt. I could be in like a kung fu movie where some guy like hits my arm and it looks like I broke it. Don't know about Horla from first spray, boys and girls. Milk almond bay leaf perfume. Aldehydes, bergamot, almond, milk, viburnum, West Indies bay leaf, Indonesian nutmeg, ylang ylang, hoe wood, H-O, hoe wood. I've never heard of that. Coffee, civet, styrax, vanilla, coumarin, patchouli, and sandalwood. There's something, look at the ship. See how it has that like old-timey look to it? Serin has that old-timey look to it. So imagine what being like under deck in this ship would smell like. And that's kind of the smell of Horla. It has this strange packaging, like it has this strange, like, you know, like cargo ship smell, like, you know, transporting goods. There's also something that reminds me of like dried noodles, like you know those like ramens, right? Before you add any water to it, like it's completely dry. You know, like the noodles are crinkly dry, like you could just break them. There's something starchy and dry and packaged about it. Andre says Howood is a cheap alternative to rosewood. Can be used in a rosewood accord. Interesting. Did you try Chypre Mousse? There's a connection with Yatagan where Ariza is more fictional and Caron more realistic. Very interesting. There is literally like a fucking Easter egg hunt going on outside of my house. Like there's like 60 kids out there fighting over Easter eggs. How did this happen? And why? What are they doing out there? So yes. Try to get a decant? Yeah, just blind buy it. I mean, it's that good. Yeah, they are unique. They are unique for sure. I think my 3 least favorites so far are these 3. The 2 with the water on them and the ultra green one, Eiderantler. I'm not a big fan of all 3 of these. But the 2 I did full videos on, which was Smolder Rose and Bervuvu, and this Vaporocindro. Yeah, I'm liking how it's drying down too. And then of course Gong is the easy wear of the bunch. With that fruity musky thing. And then my favorite is gonna be, I think Serin's my favorite from the whole get-go. So Serin is I think the name of a poison, if I'm not mistaken. And this has this. What I liked about this is it smelled to me. The notes are only lit. It just says incense perfume. I'm gonna spray some. It just says incense perfume, but the notes to me came across smelling very cuminy, but in a very unique way. Yes. I think if I had to buy one, I would buy Serin. I think this would be the one. This is the one that's the most, maybe the most challenging for normal people, but I love it because I love challenging fragrances. And there's something about this that it's so unique. Yes, it's like, you know what it's like smelling? It's like smelling incense and cumin and leather, like thrown in, like just thrown into like a boiling like steel pot or something. Like there's a little bit of this there's almost like this steel note that cuts through the fragrance, but with leather and incense and it also says that there's marigold, which can kind of give off this. Marigold comes across to me smelling kind of like the color of this. Almost a little bit dry, a little bit crinkly and hay-like. Apparently bugs hate the smell of marigold. And there's also sage in here, which is very traditionally masculine. Heliotrope I don't get very much of, but one thing that I do get here that's not listed is leather. So the first time I smelled this before I actually read the notes on the card, I thought this was like a incense leather. There's no leather note listed, but it feels like there's this leathery undertone to the incense. So yeah, I mean, if I had to buy one, I think this would be the winner. Although Vaporocindro is the surprise. It's the surprise of the bunch. Vaporocindro and Serin, Smolder Rose, and Bervuvu would be the four that I would wear if I had bottles of. Horla, Eiderantler, and Dinudisit would be the three that I think I would pass on. I wouldn't wear these. And Gong is kind of in no man's land just because it's so easy, likable. There's I mean, would I spray it and wear Gong if I had it? Yes, but I don't think it would move me very much. Those Easter eggs are Rams Deep vintages. That's right. What is going on out there? Get off my lawn. It's not my lawn. It's actually a park. My office overlooks this park area out there. I don't know if this was like a community event that I just wasn't aware of or what. Anyone tried Montana suggestions? Poor Ellen, poor Louis. I blind bought them and have no clue what to expect. Never even heard of them, mate. Afternoon, Micah. Thanks for being here. Louder for men after yesterday's stream, eh? What do you make of it? Didn't even know there was a suggestions, poor Louis. I'm a big fan of Montana Parfum Dome. Yes, I like Parfum Dome too. We brought it up earlier today. It's really good. And also Camore. I've never smelled Camore. I'm a fan of Montana. I have Homme Splash and Black Edition and also Parfum Depot EDP from 93, but those two look interesting, so I ordered them quite cheap. Have you tried Punjab? I prefer it to Yatagan. Yeah, Yatagan and Punjab are right there, aren't they? They're both really good. If a cumin, incense, leather fragrance sounds good to you, go with Serin. Serin, I think, is kind of the most interesting. A sample, eh? Good stuff. You should have told me. I probably would have just bought a bottle off of you if you had it. I think out of the three, though, Eiderantler, Dinudisit, or Horla, I don't know. I might take Horla. If you made me pick one of the three that I didn't really care for, I might take Horla. I think that styraxy, sandalwoody, patchouli dry down may win the day. That weird opening milky thing might fade away, but yeah, this is an interesting house. This is definitely an interesting house. If you like artistic, off the beaten path fragrances, and this still leaves one left. This leaves us one left to do a full review on, which is going to be Selper Nuku. This is the one that someone was saying earlier they absolutely love. I love the artwork on this one. And someone told me, a little birdie told me, that this is the most beastly of the bunch. That you wouldn't expect it, but this stuff lasts for ages, they said. So, yes. No, someone made fun of me for putting it on the knee. They said the channel's going downhill because I put a fragrance on the knee. I was like, well, fuck you. It's pretty much my. Did you see the picture of the? Did you see the picture of the thumbnail from the live stream yesterday with the ducks? The three ducks just flipping the bird. Classic Masculine on the hunt for Metropolis now. Good luck. It took Rich and I and Jonathan. I mean, we got lucky. We found 3 bottles, one for each of us. But if Rich hadn't called and said, "Hey, mate, I found you a bottle for under $200. You want it?" I never would have been able to find it. It's very hard to find. Ah, the Boz Man's in the house. What's up, man? Boz. The Boz Man. What do you make of Serin, Rachel? Do you like it? I must admit, I'm a sucker for incense, and I really like cumin, where most people don't. Like, I'm a big fan of Fate Man, and Fate is a huge cumin bomb, and you can see how little of it I've used since. And this is an early bottle. The name on the side and on the collar. Yeah, if you are a cumin lover, even though there's this spicy mixture. I feel like cumin's a part of it, but I feel like there's a lot more spices in Serin than are. I think John's playing a little coy with the notes, if you ask me. Yes, Rachel's a fan. What's up, Oz? All right, we knocked out all 6 of these in about an hour and 37 minutes. We're becoming more efficient. You guys have me for probably another half an hour. What do you want to talk about? I'm all yours. You like my Zero Hedge shirt? My Tyler Durden shirt. I asked my daughter to give me a kiss today when I woke up, and she kissed Brad Pitt, and I was like, well, I guess I can't be mad at that. Go ahead. She thought it was hilarious. Yeah, the incense spice mix. Yeah. Do you get leathery touches? Do you get leathery touches? Because I get this big leather. Like, I thought for sure leather was a main theme of this fragrance when I smelled it before I look. I like to smell these before I look at the notes, if possible. And this one I got a chance to. And I thought leather was a big component of this. So their sample set is actually pretty reasonable. It's $40. And the samples are, pretty decent size. The sprayers are good. The I don't know if he just threw this in there for me because he was being nice, or if he does this for everybody. But I did get some blotters. So he sent me some blotters to spray these on, which is very nice of him. And a business card. A John Beeble Creator business card from Rhode Island. So I'm actually going to take these blotters out because I might use them on something else. But when I do these early impressions, I like to go on skin. When I do these first impressions, I like to go on skin. Ricky Martin. Good old Fight Club. Lisa Minnelli does the Metropolis Ed. Yeah, I heard she did one, but if you go to Parfumo, they talked about a man doing one too, an actor. It'll say on Parfumo if you look it up. Yep. What do you think of Giorgio Beverly Hills from May? I fucking love it. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. I love that honey patchouli. No, I'm not a big fan of Zaharoff, to be honest with you. I have a sample of his signature. I'll do a video on that one day soon, like a early impression video, but it's just a sample. So I own 0 bottles of Zaharoff. I wouldn't mind testing out that Tabak fragrance he put out last year, but I've never smelled it. Yeah, well, it kind of is. It's called Dinudisit, Dinudisit or something like that. Dinudisit. Dinudisit. Very floral. Very sea-like. Sea flowers is what it's listed as, and that's exactly what it smells like. Ocean Accord. There's a weird beeswax thing that they list, but I don't get very much. Beeswax, oceanic flowers. I don't know. That's a weird one. I'm also interested in the last Escada. Sentiments. It's not that good, mate. I have a bottle. It's not that good. It's the worst Escada for men. I'll tell you that. It's just a very fresh, peppery, musky, easy to wear summer fragrance. If you can get it for $20 like I did, go for it for the collection, because it's discontinued. But do not pay hundreds for this. You will be very disappointed. Very disappointed. Rachel says these fragrances smell better on skin. All of fragrances that I've come to know, I think, smell better on skin, in my opinion. And so, yes, I always try to go for skin first if possible, because on card, sometimes it can distort the smell. So that's why I didn't even use these blotters that he sent me. I put them all on skin. Even though I'm going to walk around today smelling like an absolute Frankenstein. Gong is quite nice. Yeah, it's really easy to wear. Torino Lamborghini. Never heard of it. Sportivo. Never heard of it, Boz. Drugstores, yeah. No. Escada is like 30 euros. Okay, good. Yeah, for 20 or $30, okay. Go ahead. It's discontinued, so you might as well. Don't pay more than that, though. Don't pay more than that. Robes is here. Do you want to join? Do you want me to drop the link? You want to join, mate? The fragrance goat and the ram in one live stream. What would happen? I was aware there was actually a Norwegian fragrance called Gress Ness. Never heard of it. You're on some stuff I've never heard of, Boz. I trust his nose. Which particular one did he praise? It had a famous name. Can't quite remember. Who are you guys talking about? So to recap, if you guys want to recap, all right, I'll take you up on that. Send me an Instagram message and we'll set up a time, dude. Send me an Instagram message, Robes. So to recap, Eiderantler was ultra green, as you can imagine. Ivy Fougere, they said, that hay-like note with that liquored wood thing was a little bit strange. I would say that would be a pass for me. The one that was surprising, I think, is this one. Vaporocindro. I really like this coffee, woody, oody, sandalwoody. Sandalwood's very relaxing. I wore an Indian sandalwood oil that I just kind of swiped before bed last night that Russian Adam gave me. It is such a relaxing. Did you know there's an entire temple made out of Mysore sandalwood in India? And I think it's the temple that they based the bottle shape of Samsara on. Do you guys know that? An entire temple made out of fucking Mysore sandalwood. Like, what a calming place that must be. This Vaporocindro reminds me a little bit of this. It reminds me just a touch of Cristobal por Homme by Balenciaga, a Gerard Anthony masterpiece. Oh, So glad I have this. And Vaporocindro reminds me like a niche take on that. You know, there's more going on here. He used oud and other stuff here, which obviously Gerard Anthony didn't use here, but yes, it's good. Vaporocindro is, I think, the surprise, because I knew I liked Serin, because I cheated on that one. So Vaporocindro was a yes, and then Dinudisit is the oceanic flowery one that Rachel really digs. If you like flowers, Antonio said that there's a Chypre dry down, lots of oak moss in the dry down. I just couldn't get past that oceanic dandelion flower smell. This is it's just not, it's not for me. And then we tried Gong, which is the easiest to wear of the bunch. Gong is a fruity musk with blueberry and violet, musk, amber. There's a little bit of this licorice that goes with the fruits, I think. And then there's the weird salad-like notes. So you get green pepper and daikon radish, which I've never seen radish in a fragrance before. But fear not, it's mostly a fruity, musky fragrance. Very easiest to wear of the whole January Scent Project line, I would say. At least the ones I've smelled so far. I still haven't smelled Selpernicu. Selpernicu is the last one that I have to do a video on. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. And then we tried Horla on my left bicep. And Horla is this weird milky almondy bay leaf perfume, it says, with milk and almond and aldehydes and bay leaf and nutmeg, ylang ylang, hoe wood, which someone said is a substitute for rosewood. Give me rosewood any day if that's what this smells like. Coffee, civet, which again, I don't get very much civet. Apparently John really likes to use those animalic notes in very, small doses. It's not overdosed. Styrax, vanilla, coumarin, sandalwood, and patchouli. I think out of the three that I didn't like, Dinudisit, Horla, and Eiderantler. I think if you made me pick one, I would probably pick Horla, just because that civet, Styrax, coffee, vetiver thing, I think I might grow to enjoy. But that milky almondy, top was a bit of a challenge. Maybe once it dries off, I can enjoy the base. But yeah, these three are by far the losers for me. The two ocean ones and the extreme green one. And then, of course, I think my favorite, I think the one I would buy if you just said, Ramsey, go pick a bottle, it would be Serin. Serin is very interesting. It's probably the most challenging, I think, from the whole line for, let's say, the average person. That's my guess, just from smelling what I've smelled so far. It feels like it's incensey and spicy and leathery are the three facets, although there's no leather notes and there's very few incense. There's very few spice notes listed. That's the whole note listing right there. Marigold, sage, heliotrope, and incense, which seems like he's playing very coy. I think John is playing very coy with the note listing here. I think there's a lot of cumin. I think there's leather. And I think there is other spices mixing in here. Nutmeg and allspice and turmeric. And it smells like that's how you get to this paste, this orange paste-like color, like mix in turmeric and allspice and nutmeg and all of these other spices with the cumin. And that's how you get to Serin, which I think is a poison gas. And but this is the most interesting for maybe a fragrance addict like myself. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Tonino Lamborghini. Blind Buy for Madness is Chopard. By Chopard. Is a floral woody musk nubuck fragrance Christine Nagel. No, I've never tried it, Jean Pondy. No. Ram, do you have a favorite Balmain frag? Yes, I do. Ebonade de Balmain. I just got a full bottle, but it's under lock and key. In one of my recent videos, I unboxed it. It was a full bottle of this. Idole de Lubin from 1982, I think it is. It's got a little bit of a Vaporocindro in here. And I've got a full bottle, but like I said, it's under lock and key. Armed guards marching back and forth. Rifles drawn. It's so good. It's a little bit of Tuscany per Uomo by Aramis, and it's a little bit of Azaro por Homme. And it's Balmain's, mythical masculine that's hard to find. So shout out to one of my fragrance friends who hooked me up with a bottle. They didn't have to out of their own collection. So thank you very much. You know who you are. I think he wants to remain anonymous, so I'm not going to say who that was. But yes, I did just buy a full bottle of that. Thank God. I read now he is the son of the car tycoon. Nice. Prestigio, Manly. Ramsey, you see connections between Gucci, Nobile, Montana, Homme, and Hermes Rocobar. Rocobar and Gucci pour Homme. Montana Homme. I got to think about that. Oh, Gucci Nobile. Sorry, I was thinking Gucci pour Homme. Maybe the older bottles of Montana Parfum D'Homme, because what I've found is these older vintage bottles are much more green. So I could see slight touches, maybe. Rocobar, I don't think so. But the newer versions of Montana Parfum D'Homme, I'll do a comparison video one of these days. I know I've been threatening to do it forever, but one of these days I will do. So this is a newer bottle. You won't be able to see, I don't think, but this is a newer bottle, and it smells very different to the vintage. Very, very different to the vintage. The vintage is much more green. So yeah, maybe a comparison video is in order. Maybe the real deep vintage, Mr. Nestorov, I could see a comparison to Gucci Nobile, but Gucci Nobile is much more of like just a traditional fougere to me. It's a traditional fougere with this tobacco note that very few people talk about. I get a lot of that tobacco note in here, though, even though it's not listed. There's a big tobacco note, but it's a very just classic fougere from the 80s. Guernes gets compared to Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Oh, then I wouldn't like it. I've got a decant of that. It's my least favorite Chanel. Do you have modern Rocobar? Rocobar! This is a beautiful fragrance, to be fair. To be quite fair, Rocobar is fantastic. Doesn't get the love it deserves because it sits in a weird place for me. Like it's in between, Jean-Claude Elena taking over Hermes, and but Jean-Claude Elena was involved in this along with multiple other perfumers. But it always gets overshadowed by Bel Ami. Like I just want to wear Bel Ami. I just want to wear, either Eau de Hermes or Bel Ami. Those are my two favorite Hermes to wear. And in the summer, believe it or not, is when I like to reach for Rocobar, even though it's a little thick. It's a little woody. It's a little, outdoorsy. It's got that resinous base, that woody green outdoor. Chris from Scentland says that Rocobar smells like being inside of a horse stable. There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of that animalic touch that comes through, but there's cypress in Rocobar, and I love cypress. I think cypress is a very underutilized note. Layla is his women's fragrance. Never heard of it? Right from the French Riviera? Equipage Eau and Rocobar recent bottles. Nice. I want a modern Equipage. I want to see if the modern's easier for me to stomach than the vintage. The vintage is tough to swallow. Gearness was all the rage on bass notes back around 2003. I used to own a bottle, but sold it years ago. Interesting. Have it, reach for it sparingly, lasted longer than Chanel. He's based in Epcot in Florida. Ah, interesting. Boss Bottled Pacific. Can't do those Boss bottles. Successful guy. I guess now I have to get a Lamborghini too. Yeah, who doesn't? Sell my house and live out of my Lambo. Yeah, I haven't tried either, actually. Yes, that's exactly. GMG, as usual, summarizes it perfectly into a sentence. You're exactly right, mate. Yeah, their line is so strong. Rocobar is the weakest among the classics. I agree. But it's still a very good fragrance. And I'm putting Terre among the classics. I can't believe I found a 500 mil of Terre. I am so stoked to have that. I'm going to wear the shit out of that this summer. Party time. All right, Dushan, go have fun, brother. I get loads of fur. Yes. Yeah, it's very green. Very, very green. By the way, Ramsey, I know you don't like drama, but you really pissed off Dan the other day. I'm not talking about that. Enjoy it. Enjoy, Dushan. Thank you, Boz. Hermes Eau de Cologne is my favorite summer. Never smelled it, which is a rare discontinued Hermes. Love the tropical touch. Yeah, I've never smelled that. I've never smelled Pamplemousse, the grapefruit one. I've never smelled the one that Francois Caron did that everyone raves about. I can't even think about it. I can't think of what the name is. Been a minute, but I have come back to see if you have thought about what you said the last time when I asked for a favorite Amouage for each season. That's a tough one, man. That is a really, really tough one. The problem is that only leaves me with 4 Amouages. I could do the list right now, just off the top of my head. I mean, probably my favorite winter Amouage would be maybe Epic Man would be a winter. Yeah, so good. I love Epic Man. Spring would be probably something like Dia. You could go with Dia Man. Dia Man is so underrated. I wore it to work the other day. It was so perfect. Such a great work scent, but it's also so elegant with that peony and incense. Just fantastic. Bertrand Duchaufour, masterpiece. Summer, I would probably go with something like, I'm probably going to go with this, believe it or not. I almost picked up CL Man, but the lavender and the frankincense in there and peach might put some people off. I mean, I love it, but I think this might be an easier summer fragrance for most to reach for. Beloved Man. Beloved is, like I said earlier, lovely grapefruit, elemi, vetiver, maybe one of the heavier vetiver dry downs of an Amouage, but it's the elemi in there is so wearable, and that grapefruit opening is fantastic. And fall for autumn, that's a tough one because I could go Jubilation 25. I mean, for fall, there's just so many left is the problem. Interlude would probably be more winter, but it could work for fall. I mean, since I'm kind of doing it on the fly, I would probably say that a good fall fragrance would be something like this. Portrayal with that gasoline opening, but that Cade juniper dry. This is so good. So underrated. If you're an 80s lover, if you like Fahrenheit and stuff like that, Portrayal is, I'm not going to say a must buy, but look at the dent I put in that. don't know if you can see the juice kind of sloshing around in there. This only came out a couple years ago, 3 years ago. Hermes EDC lasts 8 to 9 hours. Damn. We are a byproduct of a lifestyle obsession. Fight Club quote, yes, we are. Or we fall into that. Hard for someone to say tear doesn't smell good, yet I never bought it. I was in the same boat. You know why I never bought it, though, Keith? Because I owned Icon, and I figured Icon does the same thing, but it got down to the point where I started hearing a lot of rumors of tear being reformulated, and I was like, that's it. I want an older bottle. So I found like a 2013, that 500 mil, I think is a 2013 bottle, 2014 or something. So yes, I'm happy about it. Yeah, it's just, I'm not a fan of Boss Bottled. That whole line, I'm more of a Boss #1 from 85, Boss Sport from 86, 87, and then Boss Spirit from 89. Those are my favorite bosses. After that, I pretty much gave up on the house. Even this one, Boss Elements from the early 90s, I think this is like a 92 or 93, is not that great. They've already started to kind of go away. This is, you could actually compare these two a little bit, but Roca Bar is much better than Boss Elements to me. Supposedly there's a fresh leather note in here. I don't get very much leather. I wish I got more leather. Yeah, just this, this is a Roca Bar style fragrance, but Roca Bar does it much better is the problem for Elements, for Elements for my collection anyways. And this was before Boss Bottled. So Boss started out one of the strongest houses ever, as far as I'm concerned. That initial trio of Boss #1, Boss Sport, and then Boss Spirit. I mean, just all time classic, all time classic. Boss Sport would actually be my favorite sport fragrance of all time if it wasn't for Antea Sport. If Antea Sport didn't exist, Boss Sport would be my favorite sport fragrance. Yeah, silver could be a year round. Yeah. Although I prefer to wear silver in the spring and summer. I would put that in the spring and summer. No one buys it. Yes. Yes, that's right. I recently got Drakkar and love it. Yeah, I like Drakkar too. Howdy, Tripler. What's going on, brother? Thanks for putting Rich onto those Metropolises, by the way. I wouldn't have had it without you. So I owe you a big, solid thank you. This was fantastic wear yesterday. This is going to be great in summer. I think this is actually more of a summer than a spring fragrance, but it's good. Love your channel. I've been missing out on this. We have the same taste. Thanks for being here, Paul. Thanks for that. It means a lot. Very much appreciated. I tried Lyric, but I like my Paris Monte Carlo Extrait more. Yeah, I mean, you really have to be into rose to have both. I would probably go for, Portrayal or Myths or Interlude or Figment. You can get this on, if you're interested in Figment, you can get it very cheap on fragrancebuy.ca still, and you get the older bottles. At least mine, when I ordered mine 4 months ago or whatever it was, 5 months ago, I got the older bottle still. So yeah, with the name on the collar. I don't know if it's still being made or what, but Imitation is amazing. I mean, there's just so many good Amouages. Do you recommend the new Lagerfeld? Yes, but the only thing is with the new one is you're going to miss out on a lot of the things that made Lagerfeld masculine, and what I mean by that is all of those like heavy tobacco, the big oak moss, that the feeling of like a 70s, 80s masculine is missing in the new one. So it keeps that orangey, ambery, powdery, orris powder thing going. And, if you smell it, you will know it's Lagerfeld Cologne. Lagerfeld Classic is what the new one is called. But the old one, Lagerfeld Cologne, has that, like, if you just look at the juice, This looks radioactive like a cream popsicle thing compared to the other one. The other one looks dark and, you know, there's like browner and deeper, and you get more of the masculine notes in the old one. So yeah, I much prefer the cologne version, but if you just want, or if you don't like the old 80s style, 70s, 80s style fragrances for men, and you want something more easily to wear today, then I'd go for the new one. Outre Fresh. I don't have a bottle of that. Never smelled it. Cosmere, mostly. Yes, me too. I have the Cosmere out of respect too, but I hear it's not much different from the new stuff. What about Extreme Jacquard? Never heard of it. I would just buy Fahrenheit instead of Portrayal. But Portrayal is different, to be fair. I think it is different. I think it's different enough to own both. Oh, fuck. My opinion. My man. That's right. Juniper is so divisive. Either you like it or you hate it. I'm not venturing into the niche rabbit hole just yet. It is a rabbit hole, dude. It really is. I do look forward to the day you do a list of all your favorite Amouages. I got to get all the favorite Ramsey Rex. I did an Amouage list. Actually, I did two. I did a family portrait, and then I did a ranked family portrait. I get comments on that Amouage ranked family portrait even to this day. Like all the time, people comment on that one. They love that video for some reason. I think it might be one of my most watched videos. Yes, I did it twice. The melon's beautiful. Which one's that? Boss 6 when I was young. Boss 6. My first suit was a pinstriped Hugo Boss. Oh, man, I bet that was dope, dude. A pinstriped 80s Hugo Boss suit. Probably looking like a Wall Street banker. That's sad. If that's true, that's sad. Memoir Man quickly becoming... I forgot about Memoir. That's right, because it's tucked away in the back. Memoir and Reflection and Gold and Lyric Man are tucked away in the back right here. So, yes. I mean, I love all of the old Lagerfelds, even but you got to go for the old ones is the thing. Even the women's Lagerfeld KL for women is fantastic. This is great ambery 80s succulent, just powdery goodness. Love those SD bottles. Yes, they're great. Yes, it took me a while with Figment. Actually, I sampled it when it first came out and was like, nope. And now here I am with the bottle. I love it. Vintage Lagerfeld cologne is prone to souring. Really? Came in a green box. I don't know that one. I was surprised as well when I saw they actually still sell them on the official website. Have you tried any of the new Thameen frags? Nope. I would love to, but no. I'm a huge Chong fan. I don't know that one, Boz. I knew everyone who ordered them only got without the name on the front. Yes. Yeah, maybe they're not making them anymore. Lick the stream, Rich says. Aye. Because everyone gets them at discounters. Yes, that's right. Big Boz Man. I've never paid full RRP for an Amouage. I have. Yeah, I have. I bought this one at when it first came out. I bought it straight from Amouage. I bought this one straight from Harrods because I couldn't get it at first. Overture came straight from Harrods. Straight from Harrods. And look at that juice. God, it's beautiful. Oh, fuck. Yep, it's about sign-off time for me too, guys. Dimitri says, is there any other way? I'm off. Thank you. See ya. Thanks, Dimitri. Thanks for being here. Working on a Sunday, so catching the stream late. Amouage Lyric Man. We talked about that earlier. Yes. Yes, yes. Yep. Well, I think this was a solid stream. I hope, yeah, John, how have you not caught those Amouage? Go to my Amouage playlist and you'll find them in there. They're in there. If you guys have experience with the January scent projects, leave a comment in the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, so I'm excited. Maybe tomorrow we'll do the final one, which was that Selpernicou. Selpernicou is the last one. Then we'll have done all of them. So whenever work calms down over the next week or so, maybe next week we can have John on the channel. That would be cool. I would enjoy that. So thanks everyone for watching. Lick the stream on your way out. Cheers, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.